Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Chapter 11, Long-Term Liabilities. As you can see in the module that I developed for this chapter, you've got a lecture note, LO1, that relates to notes and mortgage payable. The first section on this page will define what are long-term liabilities. Section 2 will reflect the related journal entries for long-term notes, and then eventually in Section 3 you'll see the same for mortgage payable. At the end you have a little section that shows you a quiz you could take to see if you understand the material at the very basic level. So let's move on to Section 1. Here, we're only going to be discussing the journal entries for long-term notes in a very conceptual manner. In a different lesson, we will discuss some examples of how you apply these concepts to actual problems. As you can see, this one here looks at the issue of a long-term note. If you're issuing a long-term note for the receipt of cash as a loan, possibly, you're going to be debiting cash and then crediting long-term notes payable. As you might remember from your previous class, long-term notes payable is a long-term liability account. Immediately after you issue that long-term note, you're going to reclassify part of that long-term note into both current and long-term notes. So all you're basically doing is transferring a portion of this initial credit to the long-term note payable account by debiting it and transferring that into the current portion of a long-term note payable account, which is also a liability account but is obviously current. Eventually you're going to pay off the note, and that's what this reflects here, the last journal entry here. As you can see, we're going to debit the interest payable, the interest expense for the interest that we have incurred on the note outstanding. If we happen to have had some kind of accrual